Before we leave this, what is your favorite Celtic-Laker rivalry or
Oh,
year or
oh,
matchup?
oh, that's very, very, very interesting. The uh, the '84 finals provided us with so much fodder because it was anticipated. It was 5 years in before Larry and Magic finally had
Right.
a direct confrontation, and a lot had happened for both of them at that point. Larry won. Magic beat him to it. Magic one upped them in 1980.
Yep.
Larry was Rookie of the Year, but Magic got the ring. And he got the ring because he played what remains 43 years later as a handful of greatest individual games ever played in the history of this league.
No question.
It's one of the worst top five games any individual has ever played in the what is this, 8-year history now of the
As
NBA.
a rookie,
As a 20-year-old, that performance in Philadelphia, 42 points, 15 rebounds, 7 assists, playing all five positions, and absolutely dominating the game with Kareem sitting home watching with his injury that he sustained, and every one of us knowing going into that game, we're going back to LA for game seven. I am not lying when you say, Gary, I've told you this before. It's the gospel truth. The big chatter among we media people was where we're going to go to dinner in LA on Saturday night
oh,
because it's Friday night in Philly, and the Sixers are going to lose, and we're going back to. I mean, the Lakers are going to lose,
right.
and we're going back to LA for Game 7. Well, okay. Anyway, so that's it. Larry gets his championship in '81, including a game on February 11th, 1981. The Celtics roll into LA, having played a really tough game the night before in Seattle, and having lost Tiny Archibald, who got hurt. And they arrive at 3 in the afternoon for a 7:30 game with travel problems. You always have trouble. They often have troubles in the West the whole winter with fog from Seattle to San Diego. The big thing is you may get fogged in, and we had a trouble getting out of Seattle. So it's like a hopeless game, you figure, right? Larry goes over to Magic. Magic was hurt. He didn't play. Larry goes over to him for the game and says, "Sit back, Irvin, and enjoy the show."
Now, this is before they did the Converse commercial, right?
Yes, yes. Sit back, Urban, and enjoy the show. Larry goes for 36 and 21, and about 5 or 6 assists, and the the icing on the old cake. He stopped a couple of 3-on-1s all by himself. People, he broke up a couple of 3-on-1s. They win the game, and it's one of his five favorite Larry games ever, naturally. All right. But anyway, now we're up to '84, and the Lakers win in '82, and now they're up 2-1. They lose in '83 to the Sixers, the great one-year Sixer team with
Right.
Moses Malone, his greatest year. And now we're in '84. So all the build up and the ballyhoo and the way that series unfolded, the Lakers carry them, bury them in Boston game 1, and the Celtics and only pull out game 2 with Gerald Henderson makes the great steal to save the game, and they're going to go down 2-0 going home.
Right.
They get destroyed in game 3 at home. I mean out there, and Larry. That's when Larry came up with the "We need 12 heart transplants," and we played like
Yep.
sissies, quote unquote. And game 4 is one of the great playoff games I ever saw, double overtime.
Remaining first period, Robert Parrish, who has gone inside, misses outside, but there's Larry Bird with the offensive rebound.
The top.
Nearly halfway through this opening period, and Larry Bird inside, and I think the Celtics. Bird, fall away, he's got it, and the ball in the Celtics. Parrish is blocked by Kareem. Bird gets the layup. Boy, how he knifes his way in. McHale guarding, feeds Cooper.
The Celtics just have not been able to pick up that cut.
Larry comes up big with 29 and 21. Robert has a big game, and Magic dribbles the ball wrong out the clock. Magic screwed up, and earning his nickname of Tragic Johnson from Max. And of course, that was the McHale takedown game.
Yes.
Of Rambit. Which today, of course, he would have been incarcerated. No, all it was a common foul.
I know.
It was a common foul.
Rambit. And now let's watch it. Cooper and the Celtics, and now the bench is empty. As Larry Bird helps Kurt Rambis up. He was decked by 2 Celtics and hit the floor hard, and both benches have emptied. And you knew this was going to happen.
As McHale hustling back up, it's a 2-on-1, and both McHale and Henderson go for Rambis, and boy, they got him. And Rambis up quick.
Worthy prevented Rambis from going.
So, and game 5 is the Heat game.
Right.
Game 5 is the Heat game. 97 degrees Fahrenheit inside the building. Lakers want to go home. Kareem, they got portable oxygen. ML's walking up and down, waving the little mini electric flag of a fan, you know. And Larry, in the heat of the 97-degree game, Larry goes for 36 and 17 and shoots 15 for 20.
Well, you were there, Bob. How high? I mean, just give us how.
It was the strangest night of all the nights in all the sports, which includes boxing, which includes, you know, ever been to in that building, in that old building, starting in my first visit in October 17th, 1964. It was the strangest night ever because it was so hot in there, and never have so many people worn so little clothing in the garden. Guys are in shorts, women are in halter tops. You know, it was t-shirts. It was, you know, and the crowd made it a positive. It
Right.
was a great crowd, and they were the Celtics really were their sixth man that night, and they just spooked the Lakers that night, just completely. And Larry, but how symbolic! Larry Bird goes 97 degrees. Larry goes for 36 and 17 and 15 for 20 from the floor. So this is, and then and then game 6, the Lakers kick their ass again, come home, and game 7, Celtics win. And you know who turned the game around? Danny Ainge. Now Max started them off. Great, Max. You know, that's the jump on my back, boys. Game.
Right.
He's had the 24 points against Worthy. He dumped the, but who came off the bench and sparked a second quarter, you know, run off of which they lived for the rest of the game? Danny. People forget that because it's rightfully it should be remembered as a Max game. Yes, it's true. But
Right.
But Danny was the major supporter. He got best supporting actor that night. I'll tell you that. And you know, Larry's MVP in the series, but you know, of course, you know. But anyway, 84. There was so much drama, and you know, and the Lakers complaining. They said that, you know, the hotel there were fire alarms. They said,
Oh,
and all
right.
this bullshit, you know, and Riley was it was theater, and it was just great stuff.
Well, the fire alarms, there's no doubt the fans were setting up fire alarms. I mean, of course, that's a reasonable. I don't think, here's the thing. Red was so good with that stuff. He didn't have to do anything.
No,
He didn't have to do it. He just let people talk about it.
You know, Red loved the idea. This is like Gaylord Perry in the Spitball.
Right.
He wanted people to think he was doing it to drive him crazy. You know, and Red didn't mind having the other teams, anything that would throw them off that wasn't illegal, you know,
Right.
criminal, you know. Red was, and you know, he would be okay with it, you know. No, the rivalry was, and then of course, you know, the next year they get their comeuppance. Kareem has this supreme moment, you know, beating the Celtics, and then for the first time they ever lost to the Lakers, and first time they lost a finals series at home. They had lost. I'm sorry, they lost to the Knicks in '73. That wasn't the finals though. That was the conference finals.
Right, but that one still hurt, boy.
Oh yeah, but that was Kareem's great. He was 38.
And it was great. You know, '86 was wonderful, but they beat the Rockets.
Yeah,
it just, you know, which is fine.
It would have been that would have completed it. I still, you know, I still think it's the greatest team of all time. But yeah, it would have been nice to have won at the Lakers' expense. You know, so but I would have to go the whole drama from start to finish of '84. There was so many seminal, you know, memorable moments.
I mean, the thing that's amazing with those two teams, if you just break down the rosters, the talent, unbelievable. I mean,
look, you got the Celtics. They got 4. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 Halls of Famers on the Celtics, and then a veteran All-Star in Wedman, and then you've got the Lakers. You've got Kareem Magic, and Worthy. That's three.
Michael Cooper.
Michael Cooper, who is on the ballot. And,
right,
I wouldn't have a problem as great defensively as he was, and he was a clutch 3-point shooter. He's on the ballot. But anyway, it was, and of course, Wiley was a seminal figure in NBA history. And it was just terrific. It was good stuff, and it was a great decade for the NBA and in general terms. But